Hello, my noble band of outlaws. Outlaw Samurai coming at you live with a video. Well, here it is, the other katana I ordered. So, without further ado, let's get started. As always, to unbox a sword, you gotta use a sword. And this time I'm going to try to keep my rambling short. Brown paper. Ooh. Same Musha box I got last time. Same thing as last time, comes in a black nylon sword bag, styrofoam spacers. Another Musha tag. The Musashi differences. Cleaning instructions. So without further ado, let's take a look at my new bright shiny sword. Big reveal. Da 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 da. This is the Orchid katana. You see it has actually I have no idea what kind of plant that is.
Where's that other clamp at?
It's on your ladder. I have no idea what kind of plant this is. I just woke up like 5 minutes ago, so I want to say these Manukis are dragons, but compared to my crane katana, they're not as easily distinguished. Probably because of the bright, shiny gold color. Probably because of the bright, shiny gold color. So I'm going to give you a look at them. They're very plain Jane. There's no bells or whistles to the Manuki. The Suba, it has the same orchard theme to it. So does the Fushira and the Koiguchi mouth. Now, originally, I thought these were bamboo. And you got the same doohickey and mabob on this side. The saya is just the plain, simple wood core covered in black plastic. Little update for you. The Koiguchi, not the Koiguchi, the Kurigata off of my crane katana. Well, it broke off while I was practicing Bato Jutsu. And for those of you who don't know, Bato Jutsu is what EI Jutsu used to be called. But while I was practicing that, the damn thing broke off. And I had to wood glue it back on. So without further ado, let's get to the pointy stabby part. First first thing I'm noticing is that this is a lot lighter to push out than my other one. My crane katana, I had to basically pull the damn thing out. This is actually severely light. So I'm a little disappointed with that, but it could probably be because of the fittings. I think they might be a little heavier. I don't know. Well, let's get to the pointy stabby part. The blade is exactly the same as the crane katana. Simple, wire brushed, Hammond, fuller. I will say that the Yokote line, even though it's wire brushed on, does look to be better made. Quick side-by-side comparison here. Okay, this one actually has a more subtle wave pattern to it than the crane katana, because the crane katana has a pattern that goes like this. The orchid katana has a pattern that goes like this. So it's a very much smoother transition into the waves. But all in all, I like it. Now, the whole reason I bought... Now, again, it's tight. These swords are both 40 inches long. The diamonds are even... Well, as even as you can get from a $50 sword. But one of the reasons I bought the orchid katana was because of how the kasaki is shaped. I like the looks of this kasaki very much. This kind of kasaki is extremely visually appealing to me. And I do like it. It gives me purchase on the blade. The sword is dead straight, as you should expect. And now that I got two swords, I can do some two-sword style. Yes, that's exactly why I bought these things. I'm a two-sword stylist, so I need two swords. I might even do some fancy two-sword cutting. Backyard samurai, be prepared to defend your title as the best two-sword stylist in the samurai community. Because now that I got my blades, I'm coming after that title. Well, it's all for fun, you understand. It's just friendly competition between YouTube samurais. But aside from that, the orchid katana, it has the same general fittings, the plastic Samigawa ray skin, the bamboo panels. I think this one might. I think the Seppa, I think the Subas and the Seppa might be joined with epoxy on this one. Which there is going to be a bitch to have to get them off when I have to clean the thing. I took the crane katana apart the other day and there was rust on the Nakago. And I was like, I'm not dealing with this because the minute I start grinding on that Nakago, it's not going to fit right. But in any case, I do like these swords, and I'm probably going to find rust on the tang of this one too. So, but in any case, this thing is sharp. Obviously, it's just sent to me. So I will be doing some bottle cutting with both these swords once I touch up the edge on the crane katana, because I've been I've been cutting with this one a lot, actually, and if you hear voices in the background, that's my grandmother and my uncle. You really can't see the scratches in this light, but they're there. Which, with me, my opinion of swords when it comes to having scratches on them is if a sword doesn't have a few scratches on it, then you really can't call it a sword. Okay? Because if it doesn't have any scratches on it, if it's just perfectly polished and there's no scratches at all, how can you tell this sword was ever used for anything more than wall decoration? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, if I don't see any scratches on a sword uh, that is supposedly supposed to have been used for a lot of cutting repetitions, then yeah, I'm just going to assume that you're spouting off bullshit and you don't know what you're talking about because there's not a damn scratch on the sword. There's not a single scratch on your sword, so I don't believe a word of you. I don't believe a damn word you're saying. Just like Shinto Kai, I think that's what his name is, said, "Do it, don't show me." Show me you can cut a tatami mat or a water bottle and not have a single scratch on this sword. Show me. Show me, don't tell me. But yeah. Well, I've rambled on long enough. I'll give you one final overview of the sword. The Fuchira. I think this might be some sort of lotus blossom or something. I don't know. Some sort of weird black stuff inside this saya. I'm guessing it's some sort of resin or felt to kind of hold the sword in place. Like if I hold it upside down, it doesn't come out, but the minute I shake it, it comes out. So yeah. Do I like this sword and do I think it's worth the $50 you pay for it? Yeah, I think it's worth the $50 you pay for it. I should say, I'm just going to say it. Most snowflaked millennials, and I don't care if if you are a millennial and you watch this video and you hear me call you a snowflake, I don't care. But most people that aren't uh, sword cutters like us in the community, I used to be part of the community under the name Backwoods Samurai. Now, since I've started this new channel, I am the Outlaw Samurai. Well, us in the sword community, we buy swords. When we buy swords and we test them, we buy swords because we like swords and we love the historical aspects of swords. At least that's the main reason why I buy them. I bought these $50 swords because I wanted 2 swords on a budget. And I was willing to pay at least $120. I got these things for $120, all combined. So yeah, I was fairly happy with my purchase. But do I think this sword is worth it for the money? Well, the crane katana has definitely impressed me with what it can cut. I've cut shit I probably shouldn't. I've cut vines, like the thick fibrous vines. I've cut tree branches. I've cut water bottles. And it just went through whatever I had it cut. There was a few times I screwed up my edge alignment, but again, these are Musashi swords, so they're designed to take a little bit of a beating and keep on ticking. Now, I'm not saying these are like a workhorse or a tank, and you can just bat them against copper pipe, and they won't damage the blades. Okay, these ain't no 5160 or 9260 spring steel. These are 1045, so they're basically backyard cutting swords. But yeah, I think it's very much worth the price. When you first get them, the Itos are tight for what I assume would be $50. You get relatively nice quality casting on the fittings. The saya is waterproof, which is what you want your saya to be. It's visually appealing. I'm just going to warn you that for just checking the time here, the clock on my camera is right there. So, yeah. Yeah, I tried to make this short, but it's going to be another, 20-minute video. Sorry. With that in mind, you're going to have to do some maintenance on the sword. You're going to have to sharpen it periodically. You're going to have to replace the koigata. Well, not replace. You're either going to have to super glue or wood glue that back into place. I'd suggest wood glue. Here's a little thing I discovered. Don't be afraid to get wood glue all over the outside of the saya. It peels right off once it dries. Seriously. I got wood glue all over the saya of the crane katana when I glued it back on. And I got wood glue here, here, and back here, and it just peeled off once it dried. And there's no rattle in these. Well, there's a slight rattle towards the tip, but there's no real rattle in these. So, would I say that these swords are worth it? Yeah, I'd say so for $50. If you're just starting out cutting or you want to get into swordsmanship, practice sword cutting, tamashigiri, and you don't have a lot of money to start out with, I'd say Amazon. Go to Ace, type in Ace Martial Arts, because that's the retailer these Musashi swords are sold under on Amazon. And buy the sword. Buy the swords. They offer, sometimes they offer Miyamoto Musashi swords, which is the swordsman they're named after. They also have the Oda Nobunaga sword, the crane sword, my crane sword, my orchid sword. They even have a pine sword, which is like blue, and it's like the most expensive at $80. Yeah, sometimes Musashi, they sell relatively cheap swords, sub-$100 swords that are good, but then they sell the higher end sword. Then they also have higher end swords, which are like, I think their most expensive sword would be a minimal $300. And their least expensive would be the $50. So they have a good middle ground, I should say. If you're looking for a good, hard-working sword that you can just take out into the backyard and cut down small saplings with, you're probably going to look for a $300 sword. Sorry, but that's the cold, hard truth of the matter. Well, in any case, until next time, Outlaw Samurai tells all y'all, be crazy rednecks, be safe when using your weapons, and I'm out. Peace.